Ask Andrew part 2, or Ask Andrew part 3. My feedback is said to 1, I liked the 1 minute thing, 2, I didn't like the amount of time you spent on certain questions. My writing was too small, so now it's bigger. It's a little bit abbreviated, so I'll bring up the actual question, but more feedback is better, so I'll just keep on trying to mess with it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions here, and we'll see how I can get through it, and time domain and whatnot, try to talk in circles or whatever. But look into the comments if you want to look for a specific question. I'm going to link the time I start the question with a time in the comments. Not comments, description. Okay, so first question is the third question on the board is, do you do 2-a-days? And this is a question I would need to know who's asking it. So if, I'm assuming this is like, should I do 2-a-days? And the answer for many people is probably not. The reason that I have a CrossFit gym and the reason that I run a CrossFit gym is because I think that you get an hour. Within the hour, you have to do as much as possible, and you've got to get as much out of it as you can. So, for example, today's workout, we're doing squatting. We've got 2 4-minute AMRAPs in there. So, we've got a day-to-day general guy who comes in. I sent out the week. You should say, well, what am I trying to get out of CrossFit? And the idea for a lot of us is we're trying to get in as good physical shape as possible, lose weight, maybe gain muscle, maybe be able to run better, function better day to day. And if you come in and you do the back squat with the purpose that it's kind of written up, or the purpose that my coaches or I kind of lay out for you, your squat will make you stronger, better position, function better, all that good stuff. The 4-minute Metcon will give you just enough of a breather to push you to be better in that 4-minute time domain. If you look at Tuesday, Wednesday, they're longer. If you look at Thursday, it's somewhat longer. If you look at Friday, it's also longer. But if you look today, 4 minutes isn't that long. And you can't be short-sighted about it. And you can't say, I worked for 4 minutes today, so because I worked for 4 minutes twice, I've got to come back and do more. That's different than looking at somebody like myself, or maybe one of the regionals athletes, and you're like, well, they were here at 5 a.m. and now they're back at 5 p.m. And am I not getting the same amount of what I'm doing here as what they're doing out of here? And the answer should be, we're not looking to do the same thing. And there's the fitness, sickness spectrum. And it's like, okay, really quick. I don't know if you can see this either, but if I got this guy, and it's like, this is your fitness, and this is your like time in the gym. Time in the gym, it's gonna go up and up and up and up, and it's gonna go up pretty drastically. And let's say there's your 1 hour mark, and it's like, I'm gonna put like this is the imaginary, this is where my 2-a-days. And we're still going up a little bit. We're going up, we're going up, we're going up. And once you hit like a 3-week period where you've been doing multiple 2-a-days, it's just like, and then hopefully you deload, hopefully you take a little bit off. And then hopefully that same person who's now doing 2-a-days can like ramp it back up, and then you're just like right there. Now what I'm looking for out of my general person is to get rid of this 3-week mark with the deload, and it's just gonna kinda, this is your hour a day, or you know, we're graphing it over the course of however much time we're looking to just kinda and go forever kind of thing. So that is the 2-a-day answer. 2-a-day. And I guess maybe hopefully this is big enough. Hopefully if you're watching and not just listening, you can kind of see that graph. The next question is 2. Is a dolphin a shark, or is a shark a dolphin? And like I said, I don't look up answers to any of these. However, I know dolphins are mammals. And sharks, I don't know, are mammals. However, so if I had to ask if one is another and another is one, then neither are either. I'm Dr. Seuss. Also, as far as I know, dolphins don't have teeth, but they are aggressive, so maybe they're cousins. So, or dolphin sharks by Andrew, or sharks dolphins. 4, which is also 4 on 4, yeah, they're the same. When is it appropriate to hit the RX button? And this question's kind of loaded in multiple different ways, but it's come in, we're doing Karen. Karen's 150 wall balls for time with a 20-pound wall ball for the guys and a 14-pound wall ball for the girls. I will, if we're doing Karen, I'm going to run over. I'm going to say, if you can, do it. If you can finish it under 20 minutes. If you can finish Karen under 20 minutes with a wall ball, I want you to go for it. Like, go do Karen. And when I say if you can do it, I mean, can you use the right wall ball? Can you squat? When you squat, can you get your hip below your knee? And then when you throw the ball, it hits the target. If I'm doing Karen and I'm not getting my hips below my knees, and I know it, and no one's told me, or if I know I'm not getting my hips below my knees, and someone's told me I'm not getting my hips below my knees, then I have not done Karen. If I've done more than one rep, I technically have not done Karen. So I've done 149 reps to Karen standard. That being said, there's like a gray area where it's like, I'm walking around, I catch you, I'm like, go a little lower, and all of a sudden, every single one of your reps is great. And all of your reps are great from that point forward. In my book, it's not your fault, it's my fault for not catching you earlier, and you didn't know. That being said, you generally know, after being here, unless you're very new, that you are doing what you should be doing or not doing what you should be doing. You hit the target with the ball, or you don't hit the target with the ball. It's very like A to B, black and white. The gray area is some people don't know. That being said, do all the reps, do the reps to standard. The goal of the workouts, so if I don't write Karen on the board, and Karen's a benchmark, and Karen's something we'll come back to, and let's say we're doing today's workout, and it's rowing, and it's snatching, and there's 40 calories for the guys and the girls, and the 6 amers, I was like, girls, you're doing 40 calories in both of them, and I was like, but I'm not gonna, and I go, all right, so if you're not gonna finish in 2.5 to 3 minutes, you scale the rowing calories so that you can get to the barbell. Typically we don't scale rowing calories, typically I will do that for you, so the girls will kind of get there. But it's one of those things where you're not gonna be able to get to your barbell and have 30 to 45 plus seconds on your barbell, then scale the calories. And now we're not going RX, so that we can get a stimulus that's similar to someone who is getting that amount of calories in there, so that when we do workouts like Karen, probably not a good example, Jackie's got rowing, so that when we do a workout like Jackie, we've rowed in a time domain, which will help us row better on a benchmark workout. So look at it as like practice, training, time domain for something that matters in here, like Jackie rowing, barbell, kind of thing, RX. So do I press it? Do I press RX? And whether or not the goal is to press RX was just answered. This one, 6, what if your teen is addicted to vaping, but you like his personality more when he's vaping? So this is like, this is an Andrew, if you were to have a teenager, and your teenager was a shithead, I know the person who asked this question. So, coming from the mouth of the person who asked this question, I disagree with smoking. All in all, like, no, don't smoke kind of thing. But I also agree with if it makes you happy, you should do it. Haven't always been, and so, let's say we got child comes home, child sucks, and child pulls out vape cig, is that what they're called? Pulls it out, and he just starts going. He's like, what are you gonna do? You yell at him to stop, or are you gonna be like, well, I don't want to deal with the kid right now? And I say you take the moral high ground and you tell your kid to stop it, and you know, if it's better for him, or I don't know, I'm not giving away who it is. Child, stop smoking vape cig. By Andrew. Not good for you. That can't help. I don't know, Jim. Can't do that. All right, so that's 6. That's whether or not child should be vaping cigs. 5 is how many days per week is good for CrossFit? Good, better, and best. All right, there's a point in time in Andrew's life where Andrew worked out for, I remember I finished regionals in 2016. I did Murph the Monday following. I finished regionals on Sunday. I did Murph on Monday. And then I'm pretty sure I worked out every day straight through regionals in 2017. So that's 365 days in a row. And a lot of those days I did 2-a-days. And that's a lot. Andrew doesn't have kids. Me. Andrew doesn't have to do anything other than be in the gym, run the gym. So if Andrew wants to, I just clean, and now I'm running this, but let's say if I wasn't running this, maybe I could work out. So I don't have to worry about going to somewhere to work out. I don't have family to support. I have as little responsibility as possible. I have some, believe it or not, I've got some responsibilities, but you know, I don't have as much as many. And I also have been doing this is the most important one, I've been doing this since I was 14 years old, not CrossFit, but exercise in general. So, we've got Joe, Schmo, not any of the Joes here we go, but like random person, I don't know, Brad, we'll take Brad. We got Brad walks in. Brad does elements, Brad hasn't worked out in years. We'll take my dad just started. He's 56, my dad is 56, he doing squat. Dad, that squat looks great. When's the last time you squatted? High school. I go, oh, that's incredible, it looks good. Now, my dad goes, how many days a week? And I go, let's see how Monday, Wednesday, Friday feels. And my dad, I can ask him, I go, how do you feel? And he goes, oh, I feel like shit. After I'm doing all those squats. So, and he said that through Thursday. It's one of those things where it's kind of like, oh, maybe I'll come on Wednesday, maybe I'll move, maybe I'll feel better. And he did, he moved, he felt better. Came in Friday, he said it was completely good squatting. We were doing Cindy, I had to do Cindy with us. So he did more squats. That was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Here's how this rolls, is the week, I kind of set it up where we squat on one day, we do something on another, we do something on another day. It generally follows a pattern, and you'll probably have caught onto it. But let's say we take my dad, and I want to expose him to as many things as possible, and I can only come 2 or 3 days a week, because he did Monday, so I can't do this on Tuesday, it's too much. At a certain point in time, he may adapt, and let's say after 2 months of doing 3 days a week, he's like, well, I feel okay, so maybe I'll go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, I'll go Friday. If at that point, the 2-month point, he doesn't think he can do 4 days, maybe he does something like, I've figured out kind of how the program works, I want to squat, but we also snatch on Tuesday, so maybe I'll go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and I'll take Wednesday, Friday off. The general idea is being you want to be able to touch on everything, and sometimes I flipped it, so that we'll squat Tuesdays. I've gotten away from that, but the idea is you want to come as often as you feel like you can sustain. So if you come, oh my God, I'm doing CrossFit, I'm gonna get so fit, I'm gonna come 6 days a week, and that's my dad, or anyone, because he's in very good shape for being 56, but let's say you're 30, but you haven't worked out in 10 years, and you come in, and you're going, I'm gonna get in such good shape, I'm gonna work out 6 to 7 days a week, and I'm gonna give it my all, and that's gonna last you about a month. And I don't want you to be here a month, I want you to be here as long as freaking possible. We're gonna be here a while, so I want you to be here as long as I'm going to be open. And I don't want you to look at it as such a short-sighted, I'm going to get as fit right now as possible, I'm going to try to reach and see how long I can be here for. So if you're coming 3 days a week and it's good, then come 4. And if you're going 4 days a week and it feels good, then come 5. And if you feel really, really bad, then come 1 day a week. And then your hope that will be like I drew this little chart over here, that'll be like a deload, and it's not scheduled, but it goes, oh my God, I slept like crap, oh my God, my kids are away, oh my God, I gotta work more. And be like, this week will be easier. I'm doing it on purpose, not because I'm unmotivated. So if I'm unmotivated and I'm not coming in because I'm being a little baby, that's different than saying, I feel like garbage, I should take today off kind of thing. And that's smart. And recently I told you I did the 1 year thing where I was working out all the freaking time. Now, this past time, some of you know, but I'm taking more days off. And I feel much better taking more days off. So take that and apply it to your situation. And that was, how many days per week? 6. It's not actually 6. Shoot, I have that up. It is, what does the front squat? It's 7 on the board. What does the front squat? Train differently than the back squat. We do front squats, we do back squats. Why do we do either? And if you've done elements with me, I will teach you the air squat first. So like this spectrum goes air squat, back squat, front squat, overhead squat. And the reason I do it that way is because it's kind of increasing in difficulty. I always kind of bring it from your feet to your knees, to your hips, to your torso, to your head, and how you're breathing and how you're moving, and I'll throw all this stuff at you, and I'll say, this is the air squat, and I'll throw probably 15 to 20 things at you that I want you to think about. So all of a sudden, it's not just, oh, I'm going down here, it's like, it's like, how am I going down into the squat kind of thing. So I'll give you a barbell, I'll put it on your back, and I'll say that barbell's goal is to kind of pitch you off balance, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, this felt good, but now the bar's on my back and I can't drive my hips back, or my knees are going way forward, or I can't get my chest up, or I can't breathe right. And why is that happening? It's well, because now I'm loaded on my back, and it's a little bit different. Putting on your front makes it even harder. So most of us, it's like very hard to get into this position in general with the front rack, and it's even harder for us to then get overhead. So that's why it's the last one. Usually I typically only have you use a PVC pipe, but difficulty increases from back squat to front squat. You'll see a discrepancy in the weights even. So even if you were here for 5 years, your back squat's 300 pounds, your front squat's 250, that's normal. And that happens because generally the bar closer to your center of mass allows you to move more weight. It's sitting directly over your hips when it's on your back, it's out in front of your hips when it's on your front. That allows you, that's moving less weight unless you get very, very good at squatting upright. There are different sorts of squats. There's a low bar squat, there's a high bar squat. If you high bar squat a little closer to your front squat, then if you low bar squat, it'll make it drastically different because you're essentially changing the complete movement pattern of how you're squatting. If you're wearing weightlifting shoes while you back squat with a high bar, it'll be even closer. You're using different muscle groups unless, and I guess the big thing would be that there isn't a horribly big difference if you high bar back squat with lifters or even without lifters to the front squat as if you were mid-trap low bar back squatting compared to your front squat. So the lower the bar is on your back, the more it's going to kick in your butt, the more it's going to kick in your hamstrings, the less it's going to be quad, it's going to be a little bit more hip at that point too. If you're front squatting, bar is way forward, it's going to be not way forward, but more forward compared to a low bar back squat. It's going to shift into your quads, it's going to require more ankle flexibility, it's going to keep you super upright, you won't be able to use your butt anymore quite as much as you were loading it back, you're not going to use your hamstrings quite as much, they're going to be more of like a stabilizer than it will be a driver of the movement kind of thing. So we do both. Why we do both? We do both because we do CrossFit and we want to be good at everything. Constantly very functional movements performed at a high intensity, so we perform them constantly. We do them. They are a functional movement. We sometimes do them at high intensity. We did that last Tuesday or the Monday before last. Put the bar on your back. You're doing 30 back squats. Have fun. So lots of stuff that goes into why we do both. But there's your answer from me with a lot of talking in between there. That was 6. And then number 7 is my 80s movies. And I wrote them down because I didn't want to waste time jibber-jabbering on the camera and trying to think and go, I don't know what my favorite 80s movies are. So I don't even know if they're 80s movies, I guess. It might be like early 90s. Hopefully it's not late 90s because whatever. So I put Predator, but then I also put Terminator because as I was writing them down, it was Predator, Terminator, freaking any Schwarzenegger movie. I didn't want to write down Conan because I really don't like Conan. But what's the other one? For True Lies, that's a good one. I really like that one. Jamie Lee Curtis is in that one. I like every freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from that time period. Number 2, I put Back to the Future. And I guess you could put Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. It's basically the Lord of the Rings of the 80s. Could be better. These are fighting words. I shouldn't say that out loud. Halloween. I don't know how many of them were in the 80s, and I actually think this one might be a movie from the 70s, but Halloween's the shit. It's awesome. I watch it every year, and I watched it when I was like 12, and it was awesome. True Blood, which is, I wrote True Blood. That's a vampire TV show. That's not right. All right, First Blood, Rambo. That one's awesome. They're all awesome. It's along the lines of the Terminator movie and the Predator. It's like all of the Stallone movies are pretty great, but First Blood's the best one. And then the last one is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, you know why. Oh, and that surfer dude in there is pretty awesome. He's my role model. Come on, dude. All right, so those are all that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions that aren't quite done in a minute, but there's some in there that are shorter.